Where last we left Steve, he had pink yummy cake splattered all over his face, and a determination to go meet the people.
And just what do you think you are doing?
Mr. Sandpaper, please don't take me away. I just want to go say hi.
Steve, you and I are going to have a very long talk. Well?
What?
Why did you go down there when I strictly told you not to?
Because I wanted to meet other people and have fun.
Fun? I gave you a Christmas gift. I even wore a hat. What more do you want?
I want to follow my dream, Mr. Sandpaper.
What about your dream of reinventing the toothpaste tube? Remember how much you hate how you can never get the last bit of toothpaste out?
We could sell it in a jar. They could scoop out the edges of a jar with a spoon.
You and I both know no one would buy that.
Well, maybe I don't care about toothpaste.
So, cake really is your dream then?
Yes.
You know that's really bad for your teeth, right?
Yes.
Fine. Then go.
And so Steve left. It didn't feel right leaving after an argument, but Steve was determined.
Hello?
The red-headed gnome! Ah!
Quick, everyone, it's the red-headed gnome, the one King Sticky Note warned us about, the one who stole the cookie from the cookie jar and let the dogs out.
Oh no. No, that's not right. I never did those things.
He's getting closer! Police!
Police?
There were very specific people who were trained to look out for the red-headed gnome. Steve was doomed.
No, I'm not bad.
Steve! Don't you dare touch my precious Steve!
Mr. Sandpaper!
Wow, Mr. Sandpaper can fight with swords? I didn't even know about this.
Mr. Sandpaper, this is the most interesting thing you have ever done.
And it was. Maybe Mr. Sandpaper wasn't as boring or strict as Steve had thought. Maybe he was strict because he had been trying to protect Steve. And maybe he was actually very interesting.
Run, Steve! Go to the gnome village and disguise yourself there so they don't find you!
But
just go!
His voice sounded so urgent, Steve felt his feet run faster and faster. Be careful, Steve.
Be careful, Mr. Sandpaper.
Steve ran for as long and as hard as he could. Finding the gnome village wasn't difficult. There were signs all along the way, warning people to turn back and to beware of the gnomes. But it still was a long trek, and he walked for so long the snow melted, and the sun began to set before he came across the first gnome he would ever meet. George, are you done?
Aaron, it's the red-headed gnome.
The gnomes had heard the prophecy of the red-headed gnome, and to them he was their hero. King Sticky Note pressed the gnomes so badly they didn't have enough money even for medicine. After working in the fields all day long, Erwin would write stories, hoping that if he could sell his book, he could buy the medicine his mother needed. And his mother was very sick indeed. His only other hope was that one day, the red-headed gnome would save them all. And so Erwin ran out to meet the red-headed gnome, his hero, his idol, the highest legend in all the land. The red-headed gnome was quite a bit smaller than he expected. And younger. But he didn't even mind. And with the tears sliding down his face, Erwin felt more hope than he had in a very long time. And Steve couldn't stop smiling. Someone had actually run up to him. Someone was actually smiling at him. And deep down he knew that this gnome was going to become his very best friend. And that together they were going to save Mr. Sandpaper.